Winds in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put my finger on what lies in store, but I fear what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim, cherry chim charoo.
Hurry up, Jane, let's run!
Get back here, you little blighters! You've got to do lessons!
I can't do my lessons if I'm flying a kite!
And you can't make us! You're only our nanny! Good morning, Bert!
Morning, Miss Lark. And how's little Willoughby today?
Oh, very well, thank you, Bert. Willoughby! By Jove, is that the beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon? Oh, Admiral! Willoughby!
Morning, Admiral. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering at number 17. Storm warnings overdue.
Though London's byways were right off my cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, cherry chim charoo.
Katie Nana!
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time!
And who gets stuck with the children with no nanny? Me! That's who?
I've had my say, Mrs. Brilla, that's all I'll say! I'm done with this house! Forever!
Well, good riddance then. And mind you don't stumble on your way out! Katie Nana, where are you going, Katie Nana? Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I've made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose. We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Goat! The simple truth is you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny on Cherry Tree Lane. So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase?
I thought Katie Nana would be firm with children. She always looked so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with a living complaint. Umbrella?
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less.
It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess. No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Winifred, if you do want to please me,
You know I do, George.
very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We'd better give them answer before they make
I
another
would stress
mistake.
that of the utmost...
What is that you're holding, dear?
We've written our own advertisement.
What on earth is that?
George, please.
Now, Winifred, none of your theatrics.
It won't hurt to listen.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable? That's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts.
That's the part I put in.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Of all the ridiculous things...
Please.
Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel. Never feed us castor oil or gruel. Blech.
Love us as a son and daughter.
And never smell of barley water. I put that bit in too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put out in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane
And Michael.
Banks.
That's enough tongue around for one day. There we are. Now, will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
We were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George. Dear. Hat. I thought you put it down here. Hat. I'm sure a bowler hat can't simply disappear.
You think they'll find a nanny who
Here it is.
doesn't run away?
He's brushy with boot polish. Precision and order, that's all that I ask.
The running of a household, a straightforward task.
The
Children,
the servants are all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign, mind you they will.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement, not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here. Yes.
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose...
Very well then. Now, let's see. Play games, all sorts, which I can most certainly do. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Oh, Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. I trust there's no complaints on that front.
Suppose not.
I'm glad to hear it.
But... Oh, take it to Mrs. Banks, will you? She handles all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never acquire them now.
I see. Well, you will have every third Thursday off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday from 6 till 8, ma'am. And that is what I shall take.
Oh, well, if it's settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
You'll find that very nice, children. This is,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. Close your mouth, Michael, we're not a codfish. Best foot forward. Spit spot!
Mrs. Brill, we have a new nanny.
She passed her interview then?
Or I did.
Very tidy, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Miss Brill?
Me! I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I can appreciate, it's a childhood's word I can depend on. Who's he when he's at home?
Oh, that's Valentine. He's mine.
From the look on his face, I'm not so sure he'd agree with you.
But he's just a doll and I don't want to play with him now.
Treat him like that, and he might not want to play with you. Now, first things first, I always say the proper place to put a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We'd better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I am not an item in the weekly shop. Thank you very much.
How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Just as I thought. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up! A noisy, mischievous...
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe it. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say. Each virtue virtually knows no bounds. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions.
Not not temperamental, not grouchy or gruff.
The very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games.
Oh.
But I choose them.
That's not fair.
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Each virtue virtually knows no bounds. Each trait is great
And patently sound.
Slipknot, Jane, dollhouse, please. I'll take my telescope, thank you.
It's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect. We will be practically perfect in every way.
Slipknot!
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, Mummy, not these again!
Come on, Mr. Parkkeeper. It's just me pictures like it always is. No harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with the public railing. I want him removed. Just you watch it. That's all. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I'd know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins!
It's good to see you, Bert.
You are looking swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Do you know these two, Bert?
I've seen him running about chasing a kite.
Isn't a real kite.
Well, what are you up to then?
Oh, Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called A Walk in the Park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bert. You're due for a break, and you promised you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
Of course not, Mary. But
Oh dear. Is that all you've got? Never mind. My treat. No one's charging for the trees in the sky, are they?
Mary Poppins? Is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, for starters, he's rather dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
what's that?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty. And we don't want to go to this stinky park anyway.
Of course you do. Because when you're with Mary Poppins, you go to places you could never dream of. And if she says it's a game, you can be certain she's got something in mind.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park. Not our park anyway. Look, that tree's a much brighter green. And the sky's quite a different blue.
I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand Why, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense, Bert.
Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the door.
I haven't the faintest idea what...
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You have brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Boring, just like other nannies thinking parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss.
Is she doing it to spite us?
We could lose her for a look.
Perhaps it's all a plot.
I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park.
What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
What? Who are you?
I'm Nelius. Surely you know that. You've sat beneath me often enough. I've waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this.
I need a glorious day, right as a morning in man.
Could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green or a bluer sky?
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Better days I never know.
You can ask the passing statuary.
Nothing's ever set in stone.
Morning, Constable.
You do look tip-top, if I may say so.
Thank you, Bert. And you may.
Each man out with his dog will stand agog to see a statue take a gentle jog. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. Gentlemen like you are few. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, Bert, underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needn't fear when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear. It's crystal clear. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. A jolly, jolly holiday with you.
Jane, did that really happen?
Yes. But how?
Mary Poppins, of course.
How do you know Mary Poppins?
She's an old friend of my father's.
Your father? You're a statue. You can't have a father.
Well, if that's true, then why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No. He lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I'll have to think about that.
That's it! That's it! That's what it was!
What?
This lid is half empty. The statue's gone.
Do you mean you've lost your marbles?
This was you, ain't it? I knew we should have trouble when you first arrived. And now we've got a statue missing. What? Oh, Mummy.
Oh, Nelius, will you play once again?
Of course I will. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon.
Goodbye, Nelius.
Goodbye.
Poor Nelius. Could his father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Now run along in.
Goodbye, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we've had the most fantastic day. We sang with a busker, danced with a statue, and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved.
If you knew that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A real one.
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
And when would I have the time to do that?
Daddy, who was the father of Nelius?
Would you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. My nanny, Miss Anderson, beat it out of me.
Oh, George, I do suppose we need a nanny. Would it be out of the question to do without one?
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies. So the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how is your tea party coming on?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
They're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard from Clemmy Bunting today. She's rehearsing a new play at the moment.
How many times must I tell you? I wish you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
But George, I was an actress. Lots of people might find that interesting. But you always talk of it as something I should be ashamed of.
It's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George, but sometimes it's hard.
It is not hard. It is your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what is your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
Oh. All right. Are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. Just make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at. On the whole, I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, well, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks. I still feel as if I'm dreaming. So much fun in just one day. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Nelius is beaming. Let's hope she will stay. Good night, Nelius. Let's hope she will
Precision
stay.
and order.
Winds can change, tides do turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade. So I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
Morning, Bert. Swabbing the ducks today, I see.
Gotta keep the street ship-shape, Admiral.
Tell me, how is it aboard number 17? All plain sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust.
There's rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Ah, Miss Lark, what those children need is a touch of a cat and a night on the yard arm. What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness. Willoughby!
Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwich too early or they'll be stale before the guests arrive.
Everything is under control, ma'am.
What about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, I've not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No.
Well, I'll go up and check the drawing room then.
I'd like to be helpful.
I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I've enough on my plate as it is.
Oh, she says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Does she indeed? Well, why don't I go and have a smoke near the gasworks for good measure?
Please, Miss Brill, I don't mind. Honest.
All right. I will give you one task and one task only. And so help me, if you get this wrong, I will swing for you and sing as they pull the lever.
What is it, Miss Brill?
Put the icing tools next to the cake, and I'll need a bowl of hot water to warm them. I will make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Icing tools, cake, a bowl of hot water. I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Now, do you think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the cake's done, I have the sandwiches next because Madame wants them fresh, so I can't start them until there's no time left to finish them. I swear, a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Well, don't just stand there, Roberts and I.
Right, no.
What are you looking for?
Bowl for the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble and get the eggs. If Miss Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine.
I don't think Miss Brill will thank you.
Then she will be guilty of great ingratitude.
Is it supposed to look like that?
It doesn't look like that when Miss Brill does it.
Oh, don't be impertinent and get the cake.
Honestly, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful if you would...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Plate, murder me with the lever, plate.
Yeah. Mrs. Brill, go up and get ready.
Roberts and I!
Should I call a doctor?
I don't think that will be necessary, ma'am.
How can you be so unkind when you know how important my party is? You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just you wait till bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait till then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But we're not ill. I won't take it and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open!
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open!
Lime cordial.
Now, let's get started, you two. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane,
I told you she was tricky.
Must we? Can't Roberts and I do it? He is a servant.
with an attitude like that, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every task that must be done, there's an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. I couldn't have put it better myself. The honey bees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Hops on sauces, please. Spit spot. Is this how you usually do it, Michael? Rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine
Go down, medicine
go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of
sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
In a most delightful
In a most delightful way.
just a spoonful of sugar
Helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. In a most delightful way. Most delightful. In a most delightful way.
We'll be off now, ma'am. Come along, children.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Apparently these came this morning and Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. They're apologies, ma'am, from your guests. They're not coming. None of them.
Do you think we chose the wrong day?
No, ma'am. I think you asked the wrong people.
In a most delightful way. Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
That's not a game. Did Daddy agree?
If he did, you must have put the idea into his head somehow.
What an impertinent thing to say. Me, putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Precision and order, causing our wheel, opening our ledger, closing our deal, prudent investments, financial sense, a perfect way of sunshine, pounds, shillings, and pence.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investments and advice, they'll pay our price, the bedrock on which banks are built. Banks, a word. I see Air Von Hustler is coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets are all well balanced, targets are met.
So, Herr Banks, what objections can you have? My securities are more than adequate and Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
But, Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is, what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but I wonder, making money out of money, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, will soon strike gold. Let's seize our chance with both our hands.
The market limits the risk, literal forever. Business is brisk.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town full of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Miss Northbrook, and I've tried to find a way, but that just is not the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life? They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way. I promise I'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook.
Hello, Daddy.
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done. And no man should be too busy for his own children. Young man, what are you here for? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would Nadine money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know this one, 6 pence.
Well, that's not its value. That's its worth. Its value's in how you spend it. Do good and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really, Mary Poppins, I'm not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I am not. But when I was a little boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Yes, I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way. And he'd have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either one of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind. They were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrews?
Certainly not. There was no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense.
Poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean, poor? That's what made me the man I am. Hey, Mary Poppins.
Yes. I'm afraid it did.
That's enough. You've seen where I work and have a great deal to do.
Oh, Father, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea. But a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
So, you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not. But I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, hair bunks!
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Now, Mr. Northbrook, when exactly could your new factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
There's that horrible old woman.
Don't point. And for your information, she's not in the least horrible.
Oh, but she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes. In her own special way to the people she calls. Come, buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare, all it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence. Tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
What are you doing?
I'm going to give her my sixpence.
What a waste.
That's a matter of opinion. Here, one bag, please. Save your sixpence. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Oh, go on.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
You don't say. Well, here she comes now. You can tell her yourself.
Isn't that Mrs. Lark's dog, Willoughby?
Don't interrupt when someone's barking. You were saying? Really? Well, if she keeps wandering off, perhaps it would be better if you put her on a lead.
Willoughby!
Oh, look, here she comes now.
Willoughby, it's all right, Mummy's here. Oh, you know, you'd almost think he could talk. Willoughby! Mwah! Oh, Willoughby!
But can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Get him to stop is the problem.
How'd you learn to talk, dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Lots of practice.
and avoid mongrels. Far too much slang. Well, I can't stand around here all day talking shop.
Talking shop. What a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
But what do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
There's only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Miss Corey is older than anyone in the world. She was with William before he went conquering, Vlad before he went impaling, and Alexander when he weren't so great.
We'll have to call it a shop in the park.
There is no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
That's it! I've run out of conversations.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Corey.
Well, 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 if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us.
And how is poor little Georgie? Who? Georgie Banks, your father? He used to give his nanny the slip and come into my shop here in secret.
But it can't have been the same George Banks. That would have been 40 years ago, and no one can remember back that far.
Listen, dearie, I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we've got any left today. Annie, Fanny, look lively.
Yes, Mother.
There you are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Oh, Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversation.
Well, I'm out of conversations and I'm right out of words too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But let me see what we've got left. Well, I do have some letters and a little bit of back chat. An ounce, you say? That'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick.
Jane, you can choose 7.
Oh, I've got a D, G, R, U, C, L, and I.
They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of them.
Your turn, Michael. 7 more.
A, S, F, E, T, O, and P.
And I'll choose an X. Now, what words can we make?
I see dog and cat.
Rotoplex, that's 9.
Lepidopterus, that's 11.
Oh, but those don't count. You just made them up.
Where do you think words came from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up. Remember, we can always use the same letter more than once. Now, let's see.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But it doesn't mean anything.
It can mean exactly what you want it to. When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
No, if they'd heard this word, they may have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a chip. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and wild animals will not seem so ferocious. Add some further flourishes, it's so cococious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-diddle-diddle.
The Druids could have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myth. I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never had a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it softly, the effect can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Yeah. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle, Of course, you can say it backwards, which is so could lie bixexilagophilicrepus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in order, which is very hard to spell.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Smarty pants.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what they're bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Right, put the steps there. And stand back. You are never to go near that vase, nor no one else but me neither. That is an heirloom.
Heirloom.
And while I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile.
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Do you hear me?
I might as well be dead.
Don't give me ideas.
A game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And still they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George, what's happened? Are you ill?
No. Should I be?
Of course not. Only, why are you home so early? Is everything all right?
Everything's all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
If you must know, I refused some German chap a loan. It seems he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money and now it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud
That is
enough...
more than loud enough! Go to your room!
But we were just...
I don't care what you were just. Upstairs! Now! Where's my briefcase? I put it here. Michael? Jane? Will you give it to me? Must I put up this behavior? You're their mother. Why can't you do something?
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins! You're here to teach your children manners, and just look at them. They're a pair of little savages.
You're tight. Mary Poppins, don't bring the children down tonight. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you can keep them occupied.
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am, but tonight's my evening out.
What? I had forgotten. I suppose the best people want to ask you to change your plans.
No, ma'am, they wouldn't.
I thought not.
It's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and was shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten, and I hate him.
Take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticises you. Last week he said you were neither use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him say it, and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Mary Poppins, take the children upstairs, please.
Come along, children.
George.
What is it?
Perhaps I might be able to talk about it with you.
What would be the point?
I thought I might be able to help.
Don't be ridiculous.
George, I'm serious. If you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. You will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until they can decide what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick, 'cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Jim, Jiminy, Jim, Jim, Cherry, Jim, Jaroo.
It's not fair. You're going out, we get left on our own.
You've got plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to, they're boring.
They might say the same thing about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe. But have you ever thought about who takes care of the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children?
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I don't want to live in an upside-down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you.
Oh, but you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I could have all your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
Oh, give that to me. Oh, now look what you've done.
That's no way to treat Valentine. What's he ever done to you?
He's a doll, silly. He couldn't do anything.
That's all you two. Into bed, now.
Oh, but we haven't had
There'll
our
be
milk.
no buts and no milk either. If you can't be good, you may as well be sorry.
I just wish you'd leave us alone.
Be careful the things you wish for. Poor Valentine. Go inside and make yourself presentable.
Well, I won't go to sleep, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
Your information
is faulty. Playing the game, taking your turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat the toys nicely and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling any better, Valentine?
much better. Thank you.
Tempers are frayed, tempers are lost. Nobody stops to think of the cost.
But they tore my arm. Again.
Oh dear. Children who lose their tempers will lose everything else in the end.
They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the doll, not with the bear. Thrown on the floor and neglected, and they were to blame. Playing the game. Please tell them, Mary Poppins.
Why don't you tell them?
What's going on? What's happened to the toys?
Make them go small and get back in that box.
Why? You've heard them and called them names. Now it's their turn.
Summon the toys. Now is the time to tell of your woes, to tell of their crime. Come one, come all, enter the fray. They need to hear what you have to say.
Those girls and boys who treat us this way, don't deserve fun, so why should we stay? They step and shout, they stand and shout, create such a buzz. They need to learn the value of art.
Well,
You think you know everything?
I couldn't agree more. Jane?
They're our toys, and we'll do what we like. So that.
So there indeed.
about you, Bert?
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, 'tween pavement and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's oddly no day, nor oddly no night. Things half in shadow and always in light. On the rooftops of London. Cool, what a sight.
Oh, so you're a sweep now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The stars, the birds, and the chimney sweeps. That's who. Nothing to beat it. Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you may think a sweep's on the bottommost rung. Though I spend me days in the ashes and smoke, in this whole wide world there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss.
But...
and that's lucky too. So you're off then?
the wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And there's no one so hard to teach as a child who knows everything.
So?
So, they've got to do the next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim 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 cherry. When you're with the sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them what sings chim chim cherry chim charoo. Chim chimney chim chim cherry.
Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can't have left us.
Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all our toys.
What does the note say?
What in the name of heaven are you two doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? Well, that doesn't take the blooming biscuit.
Miss Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in her note. Dear Michael and Jane, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French, I know that. Does it mean God bless you? Or is it good luck? No, I remember now. Till we meet again. Now come inside before you catch your death.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Morning, Admiral.
Lovely weather.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy?
As tidy as I can make it, ma'am.
If you only knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am. Fancy that. They get through nannies for a flipping pastime. Now when one returns, they make this fearful fuss. Never liked her much when she was here the last time.
Leash makes life easier for both of us.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
Why is it such a secret?
Do you think that she's returned to get things back the way they were?
Note says, till we meet again. Oh my goodness, she'll be here any moment. Where is George? George, dear, you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know very well I hate surprises the best of times.
Oh, George, not this one. I do believe you'll be proud of me for once. Precision and order, it's perfectly true. Can really make a difference. I found her for you. Clear thinking, sound judgment, and now here again. A home you can be proud of in Cherry Tree Lane. Hurry up, everybody, into the hall. I want you to find everything. Spit, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span, our sense of excitement is hard to contain. Order is returning, wonder is returning, someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
The Holy Terror!
Ah, Miss Andrews, so lovely to finally meet you. I hope your journey was pleasant.
It was fairly unpleasant. I never enjoy travel. You must be poor George's wife. Your flower beds are disgracefully untidy. Take my advice. Plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all. Just a plain cement courtyard.
But, dear Miss Andrew, I am so fond of flowers.
And you are a very silly woman. Where did George go?
He, had an urgent appointment.
For which no doubt he was late, as usual. It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Doesn't take much to keep you happy. Look at the dust. There. Filth.
Well, we are rather understaffed at the moment.
Has anyone ever cleaned those curtains?
Now, just a minute.
Ah, you must be the children. Pity I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy! You're Jane, I suppose? Why aren't you wearing stockings?
I don't like them.
What manners. I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the truths from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach.
Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle. It may lead the irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open.
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
Work.
Do I have to?
Well,
Open. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. Just pour out a ration in matron liversion. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I fear it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now, show me my room. Brimstone and treacle will work.
She can't stay. They'll have to dismiss her. You know, I never thought I'd be disappointed with this, but I really thought it was going to be her. Yeah, her with the umbrella.
Oh, Michael, what are we going to do?
The only thing we can do.
Run away!
Easy now. An old friend ain't gonna hurt ya.
Oh, Bert, it's you.
You're filthy.
Perhaps a smudge or two. So happens today I'm a chimney sweep. So what's the matter and who's after ya?
Oh, the nastiest nanny in the world.
Nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know. You've been through enough of them. She really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Oh, Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Oh, poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, all he does is sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help, but now it's too late.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I tell you what. Why don't we start things off with a shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's lucky to shake a sweep's hand?
But what do you do if you want some luck?
Well, I shake hands with myself. Now, what have we got here?
Oh, Michael, it's the real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Of course you have, but you gotta get some proper training in. Then you can make him the proudest father in the country.
Do you really mean that? You're not just saying it?
Did I say the country? I mean the whole bloomin' empire, more like. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Oh, try again.
Try again.
What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter, it's a kite.
Oh, a kite is it? My word, why, I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. Now, wind her up, give her a run, and I shall go.
I want to do it.
But you'll let me help, won't you? Seeing as I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
Oh, all right.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in.
I can't. It's stuck.
Up, help! Let me!
One more try. Pull it in.
I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
And why not, may I ask?
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
Oh, it's been so awful since you went away, and now Miss Andrews come and Daddy's ruined, and we were too stupid to listen to what you're saying.
Oh, my eye, but your life's a tragedy. Now, let's go home, and don't dawdle.
But she's there. She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Maybe I'll be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
Really, Mary? Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, you really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they were good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with.
Now see here, it's against the regulations coming down from the sky like that. And where from, eh? I'd like to know where from.
If I were a parkkeeper, I would straighten my hat and button my coat. Come along, children.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert? For luck?
No.
Why not? We have.
I don't need any luck, thank you.
Illusions may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter I lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good-for-nothing of Cherry Tree Lane.
They'll find their way home in no time. Let's face it, ma'am, they've had enough practice.
But this time, they've not been naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up. Don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear, but you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now that I've met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised by that monster and carried that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close rank. I'll fight for the man that needs freeing, the real you who no one is seeing. And you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps she's killed everybody. Perhaps they're all dead.
Not like that, you stupid boy!
Well, they're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a bird. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's not a surprise. Locked in this cage and not free in the sky for 2 years. How shameful. Yes, of course, that's a field I know well. An hour no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from this cell.
What kind of bird is it?
A lark. You are seeing a lark in a cage for the first time. And the last. My pleasure. Oh, don't mention it.
I'm going downstairs to fetch Caruso, my lark. You stay there and clean the grates again. Ah, so you've decided to come crawling back, have you? Well, I think we know what's needed now. Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor, that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop.
Is this what you're looking for?
Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? But you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
And what do you expect me to do? Pack! Pack, you insolent young person! Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I govern my charges.
Mishandled charges blow up in your face.
I brought up their father.
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
A shining example, a pillar,
a post. They all have their problems, but him more than most.
Crusoe! Where's my luck? Crusoe! You let my little lark out of his cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle for you.
Spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle for you.
Spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle for you.
Spoonful of sugar.
Mary Poppins, wherever did you come from?
Oh, she came from...
Michael?
Michael? Jane, is that you? Oh, my goodness. But you're very naughty to go running off like that. And I should be angry as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where is Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
Gone? Why?
She didn't give a reason, ma'am.
Mary Poppins, if you're back, are you here to stay?
I'll stay as long as necessary, ma'am.
Because last time you left without a word of warning. How do I know you won't do it again?
You don't?
Oh. Excuse me, ma'am. Constable, thank you, but it's quite all right. The children are back, and...
Not all of them, ma'am.
What?
We found this one wandering in the park. Good night, ma'am.
George?
Where is she?
Miss Andrew. She left.
Left? But how?
She might have thought that we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it. But I'll try to forget. In fact, I'd have given you sixpence if I had one.
George, you haven't noticed. Mary Poppins is back.
Is she? Well. Mary Poppins. I wonder if I might have a word. There's no point beating about the bush. Things have not gone well for us since you left, and...
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I don't think I'll take any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
But Mary Poppins, if only you knew how many payments are accruing as it is. As you say.
Is everything settled then?
It is. Jane, Michael, Spitzbart?
Are the drains playing up? Where's Mrs. Brill cooking?
Come along, dear. You made a wrong decision. How bad can it be? After so many years of good service, what's the worst that can happen?
Winifred, if I am to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed, and we'll be out with the children on the frosty curbside.
But we'll still have what really matters. The children and each other.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet make unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's still room for improvement. A few games more.
Is that locket new?
And if it is,
What's inside it?
a portrait.
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes and not before.
You are going to stay this time, aren't you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Michael, you must be careful. The room's a bit excited to see me back, and you never know what might happen around a fireplace.
Oh,
Mary Poppins,
Michael!
wait! What's
Mary
happening?
Poppins, no! Michael!
Hello there.
Bud, what are you doing up here?
Well, where else would a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept, up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled, it ain't just myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against a twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here, perhaps you'll find out why.
What do I look like? That's better.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we're awfully small and unimportant.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, not us so much, but our problems. Down there in the nursery, they seem so big, but up here...
That's better. Troubles never seem so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And always remember, there's plenty of folks ready to help should you need them.
Who?
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. Now guardian angels you don't often see. They're not highfalutin, no grand nor aloof. Nah, they're covered in soot and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
See? It's true.
Brush away the dirt and soot.
Brush away your tears.
Cobwebs that aren't swept away.
Hang around for years.
In all weathers up all hours, we can see for miles. Our idea of heaven is a night out.
We may look a motley crew, smudged with tar and rust. But when you need a helping hand, we try to step in, try to step in just in time.
We will step in
time.
We will step in
time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in
time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time. Watch your step, but step in time. Watch your step, but step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch your step, but step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood's the same.
Never miss a chance to get it right. Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame? When the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
That's when we step in time. That's when we step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. That's when we step in time. Spin, 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 spin. Link your elbow, step in time. Link your elbow, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Link your elbow, step in time. Link your elbow, step in time. Step in time, step, step in time.
Just remember when you're low, feeling in the walls.
Someone's up your chimney,
and it isn't Santa Claus.
If you need us, if you don't, doesn't make much odds. We'll be watching over you. Brushes, brooms, and brushes, brooms,
and rods.
Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
Over the rooftop, step in time.
Link your elbow, step in time. Link your elbow, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Link your elbow, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time. Oh, step in time. Step in time. Step, 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 step in time. Step in time. Step, step, step. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. If you kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up. step, 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 step. Never need a reason to step in time.
What you gonna do?
Step in time.
Shout it louder.
Step in time. Step, 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 step.
Down the chimney.
Down the chimney, step in time. Down the chimney, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Down the chimney, step
Back to the nursery.
Back to the nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Back to the nursery, step in time.
What is this? What is all this?
Special delivery for George Banks, Esquire.
Special delivery?
Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time.
Time to go now. Good night, governor.
Good night, governor, step in time. Good night, governor, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Good night, governor, step in time. Good night, governor.
Good night, Governor. See you, Governor. Cheerio, Governor.
Not so fast. Upstairs. Now. Dane, you two. Mary Poppins, would you be good enough to explain?
First of all, I'd like to make one thing clear.
Yes?
I never explain anything. Come along, children.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the close of business tonight.
Tonight? Well, I'll go with you and jolly well give that chairman a piece of my mind.
That would only make matters worse. We might as well face it. In just a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Oh, George, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. So, we'd better make some plans. In fact, I think the time has come.
Oh, George, do you mean your mother's vase? Won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must, my dear. We always said we were saving it for a rainy day. And tomorrow, it looks set to pour.
Oh, George, do be careful.
Him!
Mrs. Pearl, let's go to the kitchen, shall we? We want to sit down.
Mrs. Brill, is that dinner cooking?
Oh, don't you stop! I've opened all the windows.
I was only going to say that it smells delicious.
The whole world is turned upside down.
Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars. I hid ones from my nanny. I always knew I'd put them somewhere no one would find them. Only trouble was I couldn't find them either.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all this time.
Here, let me help you.
I used to dream that when I grew up I'd learn everything there was to know about the stars. Funny. I haven't thought about all that in a long time.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time. before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips, the flame is snuffed to burning. He's brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor. And that's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. From the moment he stepped into this house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all this.
I know the very woman. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself an healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
Like you say, Governor. You've got to grind, grind, grind at that grindstone, though childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon they've up and grown, and then they've flown, and it's too late for you to give. Just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Well, good luck then, Governor.
Thank you, Bert, and good luck to you too.
Father,
What is it?
We've come to say goodnight.
Oh. Yes. Good night.
Daddy, do you remember when we went to the bank?
Yes.
Well, we were each given a sixpence and were told to spend it very carefully.
That's excellent advice. What did you do with them?
Oh, nothing yet. We've kept them, and we've decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this?
Oh, no! She hasn't said a word about it, really, and we know how much trouble you've been in, and we haven't been much help.
So, we thought some extra cash might loosen things up a bit.
It is a whole shilling.
Thank you.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Jane, do you remember you once asked me who Neely's father was?
Yes.
It was Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Mummy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is, but always remember that he loves you very much. And that's more important than jobs or houses or anything.
Are you going to go to the bank with him?
I wish he'd let me, but he won't. If only there was someone to stand up for him, to take his part, to show them what he's really like on the inside.
Oh, why can't he do that himself?
Because he's a man. And a very proud one.
Then you must go.
I'm afraid that just isn't possible.
Why?
Because I'm a woman. Mary Poppins says anything can happen if you can only get out of your own way. Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so. Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly
or just a larval. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder.
Anything can happen if you let it.
You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly is it jelly till you set it. Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we've found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, sir. Only tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Vision and order. Paying one's debts. Risking our investments. Hedging our bets. Mr. Banks is here.
Come in, Banks.
Trading in futures. Jobs on the line.
Well, Banks, how did it happen? You turned down a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
Then I'll tell you. I refused Mr. Von Hustler because the scheme was hollow. It had no product. It had no substance. It had no meaning beyond the walls of a bank. Oh, yes, he told me about assets and profits and growth. But there wasn't a word about people. I know that if a man puts any value in real life, then as far as you're concerned, he's a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, George Banks, Esquire, has rediscovered the human race. I apologize for ruining the bank. But I do not apologize for understanding that there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank. Ruining the bank. Ruining the bank. My dear chap, what are you talking about? You've saved our bacon. Haven't you heard? Von Hustler's scheme has ruined our rival. You've kept us out of the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
And another thing. Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called, Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and opening 2 new factories. With the percentage you negotiated, we look set to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's just it. We very much hope you might tell us how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us.
Give you the word. give you the word. I'll give you the word, all right? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh, sir, thank you.
Now, thanks.
Forgive him, it's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
The Holy Tower! She taught me everything I know!
Then now's your chance to forget it.
That's right, and if you want to fight, you've come to the right woman.
No, darling. It's all right. I haven't lost the bank any money at all. I've made them a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen, madam, if you please, we still have some business to conduct. Well, thanks. George, by way of recompense, we would like to offer you the job of senior manager with a salary at double...
Exactly how much has he made you?
Triple... quadruple your current rate.
Close your mouth, George. We're not a codfish.
Well...
I accept. But you must understand one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
Agreed?
Agreed!
Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you. How can you forgive me?
How can you ask?
It was selfish of me to keep you off the stage. You want to go back, and I won't mind if you do.
No, I loved it, but I found a job I'd rather prefer, and it's going to keep me extremely busy for a very long time.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible will soon seem certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head and pirouette it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
They're the stars. I want the constellations too.
Do you indeed? I wonder you don't ask for the moon as well.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you've started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose to sit for the superficial. Sally forth the way we're steering. Obstacle starts disappearing. Go on, chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything
Oh, Mary Poppins. Nelius and Poseidon live happily ever after, don't they?
Of course.
Oh, Mary Poppins, that was the best yet! To be up in the heavens. Do you think we'll ever go back someday?
Yes, someday.
Oh, really? Will it be soon?
Oh, no. Not for a very long time. But you can always keep an eye on the stars till you return. Here.
But it's your telescope.
So it is. Keep it if you'd like. It's a present.
Thank you.
Now, run along in. It's getting cold.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You're a fine boy, Michael Banks. And someday, you'll be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
All gentle and kind, and not a bit like you. Do be cross again, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
That's dainty, Bert.
They're yours, Mary. I painted them for you. It's tonight then, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye then.
Goodbye, Bert. Look after yourself. In every task, when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the job is done. Though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help them on their way, you've always known they must do it alone. There, practically perfect. And I hope it remains so.
What's happened? Something's changed. The bed's gone.
Oh, look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. The chain's broken.
Don't you remember? I'll stay till the chain breaks.
There's a note, too.
What does it say?
Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. It's a picture of the three of us.
She signed it. From Mary Poppins, with a good deal of love.
She's gone.
Gone? How peculiar.
She'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly together?
Oh, Daddy.
Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her anymore. And other families will. Won't they, Daddy?
They will.
Oh, George, I don't suppose we need a nanny. What do you think?
I think you'd better come and dance with me.
Oh, George, this is serious.
Look! Wasn't that a shooting star?
You can borrow my telescope.
I was right. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
We will never forget you, Mary Poppins.
We'll never forget.
stars, but we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen, it's tomorrow. You can be a butterfly or just stay normal. Search your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic. Go on, chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 S-U-P-E-R-C-I-L-I-D-O-C-I-O-U-S.
Here we go.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilistic.